this evening, and this is a special meeting called pursuant to state law that allows us to deal with items of an urgent issue in a timely manner. I call the meeting to order. Steve, would you please take roll?
Councilman Colacott?
Here.
Councilman Pitts as excused absence. Councilman Rossini?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Zimmerman?
Here.
Mayor Pitts?
Nope.
I'm sorry, Mayor Miles. I told it to give you some time.
Here.
Have it there. Have it.
Thank you. Councilman Colacott, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Okay, we please do. We have a flag.
You know, I'm going to, Alyssa had to step away, so let me share screen. Hold on if I can. No, we don't. I don't have it on this computer. I'm using a different computer. My apologies.
I have a flag on my lapel.
Hey, I can get you one. Hang on. Give me a second. I got one that was presented to our family for the service of my wife's grandmother in World War II as a WASP. I'll put that, see how this shows up. Can you see it?
Yes.
Excellent.
That's great.
Okay, please stand, place your hands over your heart and join with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you. Okay, Steve, was there any public comment on this item?
No.
Okay, we'll move on. New business item number 1, authorization to file an amicus brief in support of Sheriff Barnes, County of Orange, in case number 30-2020-114-1117 involving the release of inmates. Steve, can you please give a staff report?
Thank you, Councilman. This is an issue that's come up just recently. There's a court order that's for Sheriff Barnes to release inmates due to the COVID issues in the jail. And I will pass, and we received, as did a number of cities, a request to potentially take action to file an amicus brief. So with that, I'd like to forward it over to our city attorney, Todd Litfin.
Yes, Mayor, Council, as Steve mentioned, there was a case in Orange County Superior Court brought by plaintiffs saying that due to COVID issues, there needed to be taken action in the Orange County prison system. Sheriff Barnes responded and said that a plan was in place and they were dealing with as appropriate. The court, however, ruled for various reasons that approximately 50% of the inmate population should be reduced in order to provide more social distancing within the prison system, and ordered the sheriff to do that along with other ancillary actions such as mandated face masks and social distancing. The sheriff has indicated that he plans to appeal this to the appellate division in the Orange County the Orange County Appellate Court, and has asked cities, based upon the public safety aspects and impacts of this, to support him in his appeal effort by filing or joining an amicus brief, which is a friend of the court brief, a brief by an entity that is not a party to the case, but either expresses or supports the position of one of the parties in the litigation, often for public policy type reasons. So what is in front of you today is that request, and whether you authorize me as city attorney to sign such a brief to be filed within the court. I will say that there is a group of cities working together and likely all joining one brief to be more efficient and cost effective. And if that brief is up to snuff, I would suggest, for those very reasons, that the city of Villa Park join that joint city brief. That's my report, available for any questions.
Thank you. Council, are there any comments or questions? Go ahead. You're on mute.
Yep. Sorry, Todd, could you tell us what other cities are on that or have signed on so far?
Yeah, I could tell you, I have a list of them. Newport Beach filed this morning. Yorba Linda did this afternoon. We're in the same boat. We're in the third or fourth in line. Costa Mesa, I believe, was doing it today or this evening. A number of cities, Mission Viejo, Aliso Viejo, et cetera, are doing, Cypress, are doing it Monday. And it goes on and on. There's probably, I've heard from at least half of the city managers at this point.
Thank you.
I've got a few questions. Todd, Steve, feel free to chime in. It looks like there were 1,734 deaths in Orange County related to COVID-19 and 0 in any Orange County jail facility, and yet 4 were homeless. Is it your understanding that a number of these individuals would be returned to the streets of Orange County in an unsheltered or homeless manner, possibly if they're released from jail?
I don't know. Just for the record, there was the first reported death in the jail was today.
Okay.
An inmate, a 68-year-old inmate. It's been reported in the press, just for the record.
Okay.
I'm not aware of the release patterns, but I believe they would be released on their own recognizance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
The way it works is that the sheriff, I apologize, Councilman.
go ahead.
The sheriff is supposed to put together something called a release plan, which he has not done yet, to effectuate the details of exactly how the releases are to take place. But in the end, yes, they would be released without supervision into the community.
And would it be fair to say, based upon your understanding, Todd, of the individuals that are in county jail, in your opinion, that 1 or more, potentially 10 or more, might be homeless once they're released from jail?
I think the odds highly support that position.
Okay. So if we're just looking at raw numbers, 4 deaths related to homeless people, 1 death in Orange County Jail. Thank you for the clarification. Just looking at their well-being, not looking at the overall public policy interests of the residents of Orange County, just looking simply at their interests. And I understand contracting COVID-19 is not fun. I've had relatives and friends who, a number of them, who have contracted it, none of which were hospitalized, none of which have perished, and they range in ages from late 70s all the way down to age, I think it's 10. But none of them were hospitalized. None of them passed away. Yes, it is a very serious virus. I don't mean to downplay its severity, but just looking at the raw data and the public interests, both, I should say, of the inmates, the numbers, and I'm trying to find the science here because I've yet to find the science in the argument by the ACLU and the ruling by the judge. It does not appear to be in the interest of the inmates. And in my opinion, as a law enforcement professional, and in my opinion, as an elected leader of a city, I don't believe, certainly taking the other argument, that it's in the public interest in any way, shape, or form to release these people who, again, who've earned the invitation to Orange County Jail to be allowed out surely. Thank you.
Great comments. Any other question, comment? Okay, if we have none, then is there a motion to file the amicus brief in support of Sheriff John Barnes, County of Orange?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'd like, Bob, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to make the motion on that one. I apologize if my mute didn't get off in time. Would you be my second, sir?
Certainly.
Thank you. I appreciate the courtesy.
Steve, would you call the roll?
Okay, Councilman Colacott,
Yes.
Councilman Rossini,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zimmerman,
Yes.
Mayor Miles.
Yes.
That passes 4-0 and 1 absent vote. Just for the record, Councilman Pitts contacted me and said he supported the action. He just could not be here today because of a medical issue he had to take care of, but he did indicate support for moving forward.
Okay, thank you. If that's it, then Is there any other business? Can I call the meeting adjourned?
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, apparently the appellate filing is going to be approximately on Tuesday. So that's when the city's either joint or the unilateral brief would be filed at that point in time. That's all.
Could we get copies of the brief for information?
Of course, of course.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Meeting is adjourned and appreciate everyone's quick response and support.
Thank you
Thank you
all.
all. Good to see you.
Have a good week.
Safe, everyone. God bless.
Bye.
Yes.